Vontek. So thank you for being here on a Sunday morning. So that song was Dream On, and my message is for us to dream big, right? To dream big with AI. I asked my ChatGPT 4 to give me the picture of impossible. And this is what it gave me. So even AI knows that impossible is only impossible until we make it possible, right? And that we need to shoot for the sky. So what I want to share today, the message that I want to convey, is that we, as human beings, as humanity, we are in a unique moment in our lifetime and the history of humanity. AI is going to change how we do things, and is changing it already in our work, in our lives. And Armenia is already a technology hub, and I do believe that we can become the leaders of AI for the world. So let's dream big, let's dream on, and let's make the impossible happen with AI. Sounds like a plan? Okay, let's go to the next slide. So, speaking of dreaming big, if this works, it's on, there. So, this is a book that I used to read when I was a little girl here in Yerevan. It's in Armenian, so this is the cover. And you see that I read it so many times that the name of the book is worn out. Does anyone recognize this book cover? Anybody? Yes. What's the name? Hedgehog. It is a hedgehog, so thank you. Yes, so that leaves his hometown and goes to find a brighter future and a brighter horizon. So the name of the book is Chanaparort Vosnin, and I can say it in Armenian, but I'm not really good at writing in Armenian. So I asked my assistant, ChatGPT, to write this name of the book in Armenian. I gave the phonetics, Chanaparort Vosni, and voila, I got the Armenian spelling of the name of the book that I really wanted to use here. And then, remembering what Steve Jobs said at one of his speeches, that he said that in life, when we look back, we connect the dots, and we then understand why things happen, right? So, looking back, I feel that I am a little bit of a Chanaparort Vosni, like a traveler hedgehog, because, and that's actually what my mom says that I am. Because I was born in Armenia, raised in Argentina, so those are the World Cup champions. I worked for IBM in Buenos Aires in the software division doing support, marketing, and sales. Then I decided that I need an MBA, so I moved from Buenos Aires to Los Angeles for my MBA at UCLA. And then after business school, I joined Univision, and I had leadership roles with sales, marketing, business development, and strategy, and brand building. And now I came back to LA, and I am the happy founder and owner of VXM AI. And what I do in my company, I help tech companies to innovate with AI and grow. And that's what I'm going to speak about today. How to grow in the age of AI. Sounds like a plan? Let's go. So this is the agenda. I'm running out of time, so I'm going to go to the first item. Why is the AI revolution happening now? There are three main reasons. One, the advancement in machine learning, right? So machine learning is a field that has been in development since the 1950s. But these past couple of years, it really advanced, combined with the computational power, which basically you might have heard about NVIDIA and GPUs, that is where AI runs, and also the availability of big data, right? The internet. So AI is trained on the data that's available in the internet, in public sources. And I would add one more reason why AI is happening now, the AI revolution, is that OpenAI, the parent company of ChatGPT, had a broad release of the GenAI tool back in 2022. And it became like an everyday AI, right? An AI that helps us do everyday things more smartly and more efficiently. So AI is impacting every aspect of most of the industries and sectors. So just a few clips from the news. So Intuit is an online tax company in the United States. They fired 18 employees and opened the same amount of new jobs, AI-based jobs. So the companies, and IBM did the same a few months ago. So the companies are looking for skills for candidates with AI skills. In another industry, tech, right? So the salaries of technical leaders are going up. So ladies, you are on the right track with STEM. Keep studying and becoming experts. The stock market. The stock market, the stocks of the companies who are innovating with AI are through the roof. And NVIDIA is the most valued company in the New York stock market today. And then last, I want to share that even the Olympics that are taking place in Paris, that started last Friday, announced that they are using Gemini from Google to integrate in the broadcast. Like even a TV broadcast is using Gen AI. So these are just examples that AI is here to stay. So we have a dilemma, like a question. Do we continue doing our business as usual, or we embrace AI? So I have a question for all of you. Would you imagine your work or your professional life if you didn't have power, light, or if you didn't have a phone, a cell phone, or if you didn't have a laptop, or if you didn't have the internet? It might become a little bit complicated, right, to do your work. So AI is going to be the same, right? You know, that we will get to a point where, you know, like doing an everyday job is going to be really complicated if we don't embrace AI. So we have two options. One is to continue business as usual and let our competitors to embrace AI and be the laggards, or become an innovator and an early adopter of AI. So I would suggest let's cross the chasm and become an early adopter and with AI. Sounds like a plan? Okay. So this is a report recently released by Microsoft and LinkedIn. And basically, it shows that the use of Gen AI has doubled in the work environment in the last 6 months, right? And the report is as of May of 2024, so it's very recent. And it basically shows that even if the leaders know that AI is going to give them a competitive advantage, they have no plan or no vision or no clue on where to start with AI. And leaders, they also say that they will not hire an employee that does not have AI skills, or even comparing a rookie, a very young employee or candidate with AI skills, like versus a senior who does not know AI, they will go with the rookie one. So, and then this 91, 92, 93% are the heavy AI users that are more efficient and have more time to do the more valuable work because they delegate the routine work on the AI. And then these are my two favorite numbers. So 75% of all the workers in the world use Gen AI tools. And 78% of those take the tool from home. So it's the bring your own AI to work, which is very funny. And we might think that that's something that the young generations do, but it's not the case. So all age groups are bringing their own AI, the ChatGPT, the Gemini, to work, which is very interesting. So, but what's Gen AI, or which are the most used tools, Gen AI tools? So these are the top 3. So I personally, I use my GPT-4 like 99% of the time, like every day and many times a day. And whenever I don't like the answer that I get from my GPT-4, I go to Gemini. That's the Google's Gen AI tool. And basically, the ChatGPT has more than 60% of the share of the usage. So we used to need to learn to do things. Now with the Gen AI tools, what we need to learn is to ask for things, right? And that's a new field called prompt engineering. So prompt engineering is becoming good with the Gen AI tools and sophisticated to get the best answers to our queries, to our prompts. So this is the prompt from GPT-4. And I have a few tips from my own experience of using it. So the first one is to keep it simple, right? To keep it simple and pretend that you are asking a business question from a little kid. That's how I think about it, you know? You have to be very specific. So the second one is give the context, the background information before asking the question. And that's going to give you better answers. The next one is using examples. Like, for instance, you know, that I uploaded my old resume and asked my GPT-4 to update it for me with some parameters. That's how I gave the example. The other one is that, you know, that you might have to refine your prompt. Like the first one might not give the best answer, and you try it again, right? And it does remember the conversation. It's like a conversation with a human being. So the next one is to specify the format that you want the answer. I usually ask for bullet points. That's how I like the answers. The next one is to give feedback to the tool, right? Like sometimes I get answers that, I don't like, especially when I ask for images. I don't like the images. The first time that I get an image, I don't like it. But then, you know, that I give feedback and it improves it. Then I do use uppercase to emphasize what is important, like the tool needs to understand what I'm asking. And last but not least, I would suggest to experiment and come up with your own tips, right? So these are just a few tips from my experience. And a bonus tip, that I start my requests, my prompts with please, gentrem, because it makes the whole conversation more polite. It's not scientifically proved that the answer is better when I start with please, but I think that it does give better answers if I say please. So we reviewed the Gen AI tools, right? But then what's Gen AI? I think that it's important for all of us to have an understanding. So let's review it. No, prior one. There, okay. So I posted this on LinkedIn, and if you are not following me, please follow me on LinkedIn. I have been posting everyday AI tips on all these tools. What I'm going to cover is just the Gen AI portion of it. So what's Gen AI? It's a subset of AI, right, that learns from data that's given as an input. So it's a subset of machine learning too. And the way it learns is the way that our brain works. So it is a subset of deep learning. And basically, it learns from the input data and generates new content that can have the format of text, video, image, or sound, right? So that's what the Gen AI tool is. And I think that it's really important for all business owners to have an understanding of at least these acronyms in the AI field. Now, if you are a business owner, where do you start with AI? May I see your hands if we have any business owner in this room? Okay, so welcome. So I have a playbook for you. So basically, my piece of advice is to first start with looking at your current state of your business and identify which are the processes that are repetitive, that are routine, right? And those are great candidates for AI to take over, to free up the time of your team to do the higher value thing, such as to take a client to dinner or develop business. So once you identify one area that has room for improved efficiencies, then set a SMART goal. So SMART goals are specific, are measurable within a period of time, are achievable, and are relevant to your overall goal of your company. And then once you set the SMART goal for that area of business that you identified, define the AI tools that you are willing to use to improve that efficiency. And once you have done that, I have a 10-step action plan that basically, you know, that is the cycle of software development in essence. But a few things that I'm going to highlight is that it's very important to do a needs analysis with stakeholders in the area that you identified, and also to validate the goals that you identified with those stakeholders, and get the buy-in from the big boss, who has the money to support this AI project, right? So the buy-in from the C-suite, the CEO, the CFO, and then to put together the right team. If you have the talent in-house, it's internal talent, but the use of external vendors are welcome too. And then develop your solution, test, train the team. So the team might need to be upskilled in AI skills. Or if the AI is taking over the jobs of some of the team members, like maybe we retrain, we reskill those team members in other things that are more valuable for the company. And then we implement, we optimize, and it's really important to celebrate the first win to get the buy-in from the team, and then expand and grow from there. Sounds like a plan? And then, okay, so my last slide is if you have or are planning to start an AI startup. There's one new AI startup being launched per hour. There's a lot of AI startups out there. So which ones are going to survive or succeed? So I have 3 critical success factors. The first one, those who have a strong business plan. I met with the founder of a startup, an Armenian guy in LA, and he had a very cool tool, an app, but it's not selling. So I asked him, what's the problem or need that your app is solving? And he couldn't answer it. So the thing is that, you know, that we need to make sure that our solution is addressing a problem, right? That's really important as part of the business plan, to understand the market, to understand the competitors, to have the finance plans, right, for the short, mid, and long range, and strategies to go to market. Then the execution. That's really important, to have the right people in the right seats when we execute this business plan. And last but not least, I am a true believer of having a strong brand building, right? To build a brand to get a competitive advantage versus your competitors, and the marketing strategies in place. So these are little pieces of advice for AI startups, and I would be happy to speak with you more and discuss if you think that this information is valuable. And I will close with my opening message. Let's dream big. Let's set high impossible goals, and let's make them happen with AI. And let's make Armenia the leader of AI in the world. I'm here to help. And once we become AI experts, let's make sure to develop good AI that does good, for us to build a good world, a better world for all of us to live in. So please follow me on LinkedIn, and thank you very much, and thank you to FemInno for having me here. Shad Chenera Kalem.